Welcome back to Inside Sports. Pleased to be joined by Prince George's native and Orioles outfielder, LJ Hoes. LJ, when we left the last segment, you were at Frederick. Let's talk about you getting called up to Bowie and playing right here in the county in front of the home fans, in front of the family.
It was probably one of the best things ever. I still remember my first game in Bowie, how excited I was. Remember I had like 60 people in the stands, and I got up at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I was like, Dad, like, I'm playing in Bowie today, like. And he took off day of work, and he was just there, like, and it was just kind of almost like I got called to the big leagues, because it was something I hadn't really played in the area, you know, because Frederick's 45 minutes away. It's not really, like, a lot of my family couldn't get there to it. And being 15, 20 minutes away from everybody, and then being able to come there and watch you play was, I will never forget it. It's something I'll never forget.
Talk about the level of competition at AA. I've been told that's where it is. That's where you hone your skills. That's the toughest level of minor league baseball.
AA is very, very tough. You know, there's so many great baseball players at that level. That's where all your prospects are. Everybody who is, you know, Baseball America says is #1, and who ESPN magazine saying this guy can't miss. You know, this is where, you know, last year I remember I played against, one time was Bryce Harper was on the field. Tyler Moore was on the field, Lambert Dozy was on the field, and then we had, you know, Joe Mahoney, me, Xavier. It's just like, and the stands were packed. It was sold out, and it's just like, wow, like, this is a AA baseball game, but, you know, you look on TV and you're playing against these guys now, and it's just something that you have to be ready to play. You have to be ready to play, because AA is not a game. Like, you will get exposed. They will, you know, make you, if you're not ready to play, they will make you look like a child.
Okay, so now you're AA for about a year and a half, and they call you and they say, okay, we're promoting you to AAA. What was that moment like?
Actually, I had got a phone. We were in Akron, and this is when I think Marquez just got hurt this year, first time, and they called and they were like, you know, LJ's either going to AAA tomorrow or he's going to the big leagues. So make sure let him know, like, he's either doing one or the other. And I remember playing a game, and I was like, wow, like, I don't know, I'm getting out of Bowie. Like, I called my dad, I was like, you know, packing my stuff, like, I'm leaving, like, I'm going somewhere tomorrow. I don't know where I'm going. And he was like, okay, he packed my stuff up, and you know, I got home from Akron, I think it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. They called me at 7, was like, look, you got to drive to Norfolk. I'm like, okay. So I got up, you know, put all my stuff in my car and drove to Norfolk. And, you know, on my way to Norfolk, I was just calling everybody saying thank you for the opportunity I had in Bowie, and, you know, thank you for working with me and making me better, because, you know, I had some great coaches in Bowie, Gary Kendall and Denny Hawking, and, you know, being around those guys, they really taught me the ins and outs of baseball, because Denny played and Gary's been coaching for 30-something years, and they've been around the game.
Norfolk is a place where there's guys who really never made it to the big leagues, and there's guys like yourself right on the cusp. What is it like being at that level of baseball?
Norfolk was tough, because you're around so many veterans, and then you're around guys who've been to big leagues, and you have been around guys who, you know, who are trying to get to the big leagues, and it's just something that you have to be cautious of what you do, because it really taught me. Not the on-field stuff, it really taught me the off-field stuff. It taught me how to act and how to treat somebody and how to talk to somebody, or how to, you know, talk to clubhouse people or talk to, you know, fans and stuff like that. Because, you know, we had Bill Hall, we had Nate McLeod, we had Lou Ford, we had, you know, Jake Arrieta, guys who have been in the big leagues, who, you know, who've had 8, 9, 10 years in the big leagues and made over $20 million a year and stuff like that. And it really teaches you how to act and how to you know, how to eat and how to work out and stuff like that. When being in AAA really helped me with the, you know, the off-field stuff.
How to be a professional, to say.
Yes.
Okay, so Norfolk, you excelled. You knocked the cover off the ball down there. What was it like when you got that phone call, you're going to Baltimore?
I was laying in bed playing video games, and Dean Albany called me, and he had drafted me, and he was like, yeah, we need you to be in Baltimore 1:30. I was like, for what? He was like, you just need to be in Baltimore 1:30. I was like, for what? Like, I'm not coming to Baltimore. Like, what do you need to come to Baltimore for? Oh, you're going to big leagues. Just be in Baltimore 1:30. He's like, Dan Duquette wants you to be here. I'm like, okay. And then got off the phone with him. I called my father. I was like, Dad. My dad was at work. I was like, Dad, you need to be home right now. Like, just come home. He was like, for what? I was like, just come home now and pick me up. And he was like, for what? So when he was like, I said, Dad, I'm going to the big leagues. Like, my dream came true. It was like, thank you. And he hung up the phone. Was like, I'm on the way home. And then I called my mother. I told her. She was like, you're lying. And she's like, I was like, no, Mom, I'm really going to the big leagues. She's like, no, you're not. Like, you're playing a joke on me. I was like, no, Mom, I'm really going to the big leagues. And I remember she started crying and she was happy for me and stuff like that. And, you know, I called Mark Gibbs, my high school coach, talked to him. And it was just something that, you know, it was just a dream come true.
What was the experience like? You get to Baltimore. They haven't been to the playoffs in 14 years, and you guys get to the postseason, and you got to see some playing time.
It was good. It was good. Just being able to be in the atmosphere and really learn from, you know, Adam Jones and Nick Markakis, and being around, you know, J.J. Hardy and Matt Wieters and those guys, guys who are superstars in the game, and seeing some as I look up to them, and I'm trying to get to where they're at, and seeing how they approach the game, both on the field and off the field, and, you know, taking care of your body and watching things you eat. And, you know, it was just a great experience. You know, you're flying on private flights, you're staying at the nicest hotels, you're playing in front of 20,000 fans every night, 40,000. Well, when Camden Yards was sold out, it was like 40, 50,000 fans. So, you know, just having the opportunity to be there and be in the atmosphere was something I could never dream of.
Before we came back from break, you had an interesting story about 20-year veteran Jim Thome and what he told you. Tell us about that.
Jim Thome told me, you know, he's telling me and Dylan Bundy, like, don't let me beat you to the ballpark. So he always was there, you know, at 1 o'clock, 1:30. So that means I had to get there at 12:30, 12:45, just to, you know, just sit around pretty much, you know, or I'll go in the gym or I'll go watch it. Like, he's one of the guys I would watch. He would go in the gym, work out, stretch, and do this and that, and then he would go watch film of the game or watch film of the guy that was pitching that day. And, you know, he always knew what was going on because he's been around the game. And, you know, seeing that mental aspect that I want to have to make myself that good, as good as him, and be around as long as he has. Just seeing him was just something, you know, that really helped me out.
Couldn't ask for a better role model. Guy's hit over 600 home runs. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Talk about the postseason. What was that like? The wild card game, the division series.
It's crazy. You know, to be in the playoffs. We haven't been in the playoffs since, what, I think 96, 97. And to win the division game, and then, you know, to go to New York and be that close to advancing to the, you know, ALCS and playing against Detroit it was definitely heartbreaking, you know, to lose that game because, you know, game 5, you know, you have a chance of winning. You know, you've already beat them twice, and, you know, you have that game right there. You know, you feel like you can win a game, and being that close to that success, it makes you that much more hungrier.
Now, you said a lot of guys you came up with have left the organization, been picked up elsewhere, but you and Xavier and Dylan and Manny all come through. All went to Bowie, all play in the big leagues, got the big leagues. What's that like coming through with a core of guys?
It's tremendous, you know, because you build that relationship with those guys. You've been playing with those guys, and, you know, with Manny and X, you know, those are two of my closest friends in the organization. You know, X was my roommate for a long time, and Manny's been my roommate for the last year and a half. So, you know, being around those guys and having the opportunity to develop those relationships and see those guys be successful as long as myself, is just something I could never ask for. You know, just to have my friends to go through organization with me, it's unheard of. You know, it's just not too many guys who go through organization because you know you don't get too many guys that have the opportunity to play in the big leagues. But for us to all have the opportunity to play in the big leagues last year, and we all played together last year, is just something I couldn't have asked for.
Looking ahead, you played fall ball, spring training. You've already had the experience. Are you going to be better prepared this year going into it?
Yes, I will be. I will be. I know what to expect. You know, I'll know going in there how to get myself ready for, you know, the season. And that's the main thing with spring training is you're trying to go out there and win a job, or you're trying to get yourself ready for the season. And being around, you know, Adam Jones is like my big brother. I talk to him daily, and just talking to him, and he's like, now you know what to expect, what to do. And he's like, you're not to where I am yet, but he's like, you'll be there one day. You just, you know, just keep working hard and keep doing the little things you need to do. Like, don't ever give them a reason to doubt you. And that's one of the main things he tells me all the time. He's like, you know, go out there whenever you do something, give it 110%. And that's what the main thing I'm trying to do.
What if the Orioles told you, no, you were drafted as a second baseman, I've seen you play third base, and I've seen you play in the outfield. What position are they telling you to focus on now?
I'm going to play all 3 outfield positions.
Okay.
Play left, center, right. You know, be able to either be, you know, make the team be as a 4th outfielder, or, you know, maybe be the left fielder. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. I could be back in Norfolk again, so I'm just going to go there and just work hard and just try to make myself better.
But if you're at Norfolk, you know, you've been there, you know what that's all about down there, and you know that's one step away. And if you make the team, you know, then you know what you have to expect that way also.
Yeah, I do, and that's the main thing. I know I've been through it. I know what to expect, so it's definitely going to help me out. I won't be worried about, well, why am I not here or why am I not there? You know, sometimes you can get caught up in the wrong things, but I'll be able to know what to expect and be able to be ready.
You're one of the first Prince Georgians to make the major leagues in a very, very long time, and that has to be satisfying for you.
It is, because it's definitely just being from the area and, you know, growing up and playing in Kettering and playing in Glenarden, the Boys and Girls Clubs, and, you know, seeing how much talent there is out there. And, you know, so many guys don't get the opportunity, and, you know, I've been blessed with the opportunity. Now it's, you know, I'm in a point in a position that I can give back, and, you know, I can help those kids out who, you know, might not have the opportunity of getting the coaching or getting the exposure that I got. So, you know, I'll be able to, you know, provide a way just being from this area, because, you know, there's not many baseball players in this area. You know, there's a lot of football, a lot of basketball, and I just want to be able to provide people the opportunity of saying, like, wow, like, this guy made it from this area, he's from this area, and, well, maybe I can do this. You know, maybe there's another outlet. Baseball is a great resource and a great outlet, you know, but it's just not that many guys who teach baseball. There's not that many people who play baseball because it's not appealing.
Young kids in the area say, I want to be Kevin Durant. He played here. He's from the county. And then you can have kids say, I want to be LJ Hose. I want to go play baseball for the Orioles.
Yes, and that's the one thing that I'm just trying to work towards. You know, just, you know, I just want to, you know, give back. That's one of the things, you know, when growing up, I always wanted to have the opportunity of being able to say, look, I came from PG County. Like, you don't have to be Kevin Durant. You don't have to be, you know, the Navarro Bowmans. You don't have to be this. You can be LJ Hose. You can play baseball too, because it's basketball. There's 12 guys on the team. Baseball, there's, you know, you have 25-man roster. You got the 40-man roster. You got the minor leagues. You know, so it's, you know, within the organization, you probably have 300 people. So you know, you can be a guy within the organization. You know, be able to, you know, work your way through an organization and be able to get on the 40-man and 25-man and be able to provide for your family some with another outlet, you know.
I have about 1 minute to go, but you mentioned something during the break also about a scholarship fund you want to start. Just briefly touch upon that.
I want to start something, you know, just be able to give back and provide kids with the opportunity that I had. You know, I was fortunate enough that my family had, you know, enough money for me to pay to go to St. John's, and, you know, St. John's was gracious enough to give me a scholarship to be able to play there. And so I just want to be able to, you know, provide kids with a scholarship to go to, you know, DeMatha or St. John's or Gonzaga, or one of these schools that, you know, will give them a better opportunity to enhance their skills as a baseball player. And also, you know, these Catholic schools are very, very good with their academics, you know. So to be able, even Riverdale Baptist is a great academic school. So to provide someone to go to one of these schools and, you know, get better with their baseball skills and stuff like that, and have the opportunity that I had, I want to do that, be able to provide that for somebody.
Thank you so much for being here today, LJ. I really appreciate it. And best of luck to you heading into spring training, and be on the Orioles next year, and hope to have you back in here again talking about another Orioles postseason run and you making a big difference on the team and also right here in the community. And that's outstanding that you want to give back to the community, and we all love you for that right here. And that's it for this edition of Inside Sports. Pleased to be joined by LJ Hose, Orioles outfielder and Prince George's native. Please have a safe and wonderful weekend, and we'll see you right back here next time on Inside Sports.